Hello, this is Excel for your parents. My name's Elizabeth, and today we're going to be talking about how to format your pivot table, how to spruce it up, make it look nice. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about how do you change the number format? How do we put a dollar sign in there? How do we get rid of decimal places? We're going to be going over all of that in this video, so follow me over to my computer. Now that we're back on the spreadsheet, we're going to talk about formatting a pivot table. So for those of you who did not watch the other video, we're working with a sales table right here. This sales table deals with sales orders, quantity, we have sales amount, date, we got currency, product name, and country of sales. These were a global company that's selling all over the world. So if I go back to this sheet, we've previously made a pivot table and where we're summarizing the quantity ordered by year, by country. Now I want to fix this, not fix it, pivot table's fine, but I want to make it a little bit nicer. Here's some of the things I do right off the bat to clean up my pivot tables. First thing is I'm going to right click in here. I'm going to go to pivot table options. I'm going to go display. And I'm going to click Classic PivotTable Layout right here. Click OK. You can decide for yourself if you like this better or not. For me personally, the grid view makes it easier to quickly see my data, so I prefer this method. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the need for it first. So I'm going to add a product name here. This is going to make this expand a lot. I'm actually going to collapse it for a second. What I'm going to do, if you can see, let me open one. So now I can see in France all the products that were sold per year by product name here. Now the problem is when I scroll down, I lose my header up here. I'm going to click on the row right below my header information. I'm going to go up here to View and click on Freeze Panes. Now what this does is it freezes this top row right here. It allows me to scroll down so I can keep this information, this header information, and I can see all the data below. I find this very nice when people are viewing your reports and aren't very familiar with your reports, and also just good practice. Third, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move this date back to the rows here, and I'm going to add the sales amount back. And as you can see, Excel gives us these kind of long names for your columns. It's sum of order quantity. We don't need to know it's a sum. We can assume it's a sum because of the type of report we're running. Obviously, if you're running certain reports, you want to specify that. But in this case, I find it's pretty well assumed that I'm having a sum here. So how I'm going to change this is I'm going to right click here. And I'm going to go to Value Field Settings right here. I'm going to change my name. You can also change your name by simply just clicking in the field and changing it up here. But I'm going to do it from this table because we're going to change the number format as well. So I'm going to just change this column to quantity. Go to number format, go to number, and I want to have a comma separated in the thousands value, and I don't want to show any decimal places. So I'm going to select OK. I'm going to show you what this does for our number format. So as you can see, any number over 1,000 or 1,000 or above is now going to have a comma separating values. I find this really helpful, again, when visualizing and seeing your data like this, just for quick identifications. Make sure I didn't miss a zero or anything. We're going to clean up sales amount the same way. I'm going to click on the sum of sales amount. This time I'm going to change the title and the header. I'm just going to change it to amount. Now these numbers are pretty annoying to look at, to be honest. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go Value Field Settings. I'm going to go Number Format again. We're going to go to Currency this time. Since these numbers are rather big, I don't want any decimal places. I don't care about decimal places. So I'm going to go to 0. It will default to 2 if you select currency, but right now we're going to select 0. Press OK. OK again. And look at that. It looks a lot cleaner. Open both of these up, kind of do some formatting. So now I can scroll down. I can see my amount. I can see my quantities very clearly. And I'm going to change these. I can change these headers. I can space them out. I can put, these are all capitalized, so no issues there. I'm going to space it out because this is a report I was going to give to someone maybe. I have these totals here. These totals by year. Do I want a total by year? I can keep it if I want. If I don't want it, I can right click and uncheck the subtotal by ship date right here. I don't have a total by year, but if you like those totals, totally fine. You can just right click again and press subtotal by ship date, and there you go. You can add it right back there. Uncheck that. So now you can easily, on 2011 in Canada, we sold 166 products. Now here's the details on all of those products that were sold. So easy for someone to use, easy for someone to navigate. Please join me for my next video as I talk about how to add slicers and filters to a pivot table.